Okay, who can
Don't
ask the
move
questions?
from this spot.
It's up to you.
Guys, I don't like how I talk on video. Like,
We just always cut that part out.
wait, but who's gonna do the intro?
I'll do the intro.
So right now we're just
Y'all
doing
have
questions.
editing capabilities?
Yeah.
Okay.
Friday. That's why we have to get it done before
I
Friday.
got you.
Because we're gonna have
Do you have
the.
music to play in?
I don't know.
Work in there?
Maybe if they teach us that part. I've never messed with YouTube. I think
Who's this for?
it's for basic writing.
Okay.
Yes.
Ask the question.
Take turns. How
Yeah.
about that?
What sort of text do students in your major or discipline typically read?
Textbooks in my class.
Any kind of text, articles, books.
There is a book right behind you that you can pull that out, and I can first days of school, and I'll show the camera. This is one of the main books that I use in my class. It's called The First Days of School. This I suggest all teacher majors, education majors to get. It's easy. It's a how-to book on how to be an effective teacher. Some of the most important things about teaching to be effective is to be organized. If you're organized and you've got procedures and routines worked into your daily schedule, then students know what their expectations are, and that's what I teach them in my 4650 class. Is organization for teachers is real important.
Okay, so what are some expectations from students before applying to the School of Ed?
Expectations? Well, you have to, in order to apply for the School of Ed, you have to have some of the basic expectations is you have to have 60 hours of college credit, and 12 of those hours should be in your major. So if you're English Language Arts, you should have some children's literature, some English writing, some American literature, as long as it adds up to 12 hours. Then you can apply for the School of Education.
What sort of text do you write on a regular basis?
What sort of text do I write?
Yeah, like what kind of writing do you...
Do I?
Yeah.
When I teach class, I don't do a lot of research writing. We model reflective writing with our students, so we'll do a lot of that reflective writing. Each of my students gets a journal where they reflect daily of their teaching experiences. Behind you is a book called Teach Like Your Hair's on Fire. Pull that out. First one on the left. Pull that out. So when we teach, also, we read this book and we write about it in our reflective journals. This is a story about a fourth grade teacher in East LA, one of the toughest neighborhoods, but because he's so motivated, and you learn about teaching by hearing other teachers' stories, just like we heard the other day about special ed teacher who was really motivated. This guy taught in East LA, high Hispanic population, but because he made learning so interesting, these students were learning about statistics, they were learning about Shakespeare, they were learning about classical music. So you teach with that motivation, that high energy, that sense of mission. He was teaching a science experiment and his hair accidentally caught on fire, but he was so engaged in his lessons. That's why the book is called Teach Like Your Hair's on Fire. And don't let anything distract you. Just try to be as motivated and inspiring for your students.
So would you consider writing to be critical to the field of ed?
Mm-hmm. I think writing's important as you develop in your teaching skills, especially in every aspect of teaching. You have to know you have to teach writing. So in order to teach writing, you have to know the different components of writing, the different genres of writing, the different skills that are important for writers, and then you as a teacher, you have to be able to model those and to be able to teach those. So, but what you're doing now as students is you're developing that critical writing. You're using writing as a means to communicate your thoughts, your reviews, your critiques on different articles and books, on discussions, and you use